He's got just 9 men ahead of him now.
Kadir taking it on and increasing the pace. YifTer in second place. Foster still working to close that gap. Now back in the lead on the chasing group. May well have got through that bad patch he was clearly having. Viren goes on in front again. Kadir in second place, YifTer third, and Kadir won't allow the Olympic champion to take over. This tiny African bouncing along. Looks very, very happy. Looking at his record, he's got a best time of 28.04, but he's second in the 5,000 1980 rankings at 13:17.5, so he's got a lot of speed and stamina. Kadir leading, Viren second, YifTer third, Kotu fourth. Maninka, this new Finn, in fifth place, and Mike McLeod is sixth. Seventh is Petter of East Germany, eighth Fainho, and ninth Schildar. Fainho now having his bad time. 10th is Bill Scott of Australia, and 11th place, Brendan Foster of Great Britain, who is now some 30 to 40 metres behind the leader. 7 laps left. As Bill Scott, chased by Foster. But this leading group, well, we should be looking, I suppose, for the gold medalist among those, because it's unlikely the others can get there, and Mike McLeod is now in trouble. Slight gap developing there, and he's dropping back. He's back 3, 6, 7th place, and he's going through his bad time. Kadir putting the screw on now. Viren looks up at the electric timing to see what the pace is like. Checking on the clock. Fainho, Bill Scott, followed by Brendan Foster. And the field, that's Selic, and behind him, Florio of Romania. Kadir comes round with the lap marker in sight for him, and it shows 6 laps to go, about 1.5 miles. And now McLeod is losing touch. 3 Ethiopians in the first 5, and 2 Finns, with the East German Petter now trying to get to them. McLeod back in 7th place. 6 to go. Mohamed Kadir in front. And Viren really making an epic fight of this. Look at McLeod, you can see the agony there. He's really having a bad time. If he can just get through this and stay in touch, he may get back, but the signs are not good. Brendan Foster now right out of it, some 60 metres behind the leader. Fainho, the European champion, too, is struggling, and Foster's going to pass him. But the Finns still holding a strong hand, and what a comeback this is for Lasse Viren, to even be in the race at this stage after what happened on Thursday night. He really looked to be out of the Olympic Games when he had that terrible patch. Only 4 to qualify in the heat as of right, and Viren run right out of it, some 200 metres behind the leading 4, when John Tracy collapsed on the last lap. Kadir, where he's been most of the time, first or second place. Viren second, YifTer third, Kotu 4, Maninka 5, 6 Petter now, some 18 metres behind the 5 leaders. Then Schildar of East Germany in 7th place. Mike McLeod is 8, Bill Scott 9, Brendan Foster 10, Selic 11, Florio of Romania 12, Fainho, who really is almost going backwards now, just completing the finishing straight as the runners go into the back straight. Kadir full of bounce in front, but Viren is alive and well again without doubt. He really is operating, and what an astonishing athlete this is. He can't win anything except Olympic titles. 4-year gap between Munich and Montreal. He didn't win a major race, really. And then he's had an even worse time since then. And look at McLeod, you can see what's happened to him. Absolutely reduced Mike McLeod now, and they're going right away from him. Viren looks at the Ethiopian. He's got the 3 Africans plus his fellow Finn, Maninka. Maninka, the 1979 Finnish champion, and this year's Finnish national cross-country champion. And how does Viren do it? Just a month ago, there were reports he was in hospital again. There were 1 or 2 raised eyebrows and a few knowing smiles among the distance boys. It was reported to be muscle trouble, but he came out immediately and ran in the low 13:20s for 5,000 metres. And of course, there are reports. Oh, that was Kadir, caught as Maninka went up on the outside. There are reports of blood changes, which are quite legal, in which the athlete has a blood change, which gives them the effect of having lived at altitude. which obviously is a benefit for distance runners. Now, there have been reports of Viren having this blood change, and it was significant, we all felt, that a month ago, suddenly before the Olympic Games, he was back in hospital. And certainly he's very much back in this race. Kadir leading. Maninka looks so like Vainho with that moustache and blonde hair. He's just lost second place to Viren as Viren ploughs on in front with 3 to go.
Absolutely astonishing, as David Coleman was saying, how this man unwraps himself every 4 years. And really, if he pulls anything off here, it will match anything that Paavo Nurmi and Vili Ritola and Lukola and Isohola and Hannes Kolemainen did in the past. It's an astonishing boys' own paper story. Lassi Viren of Finland and another very good Finn with him, Carlo Maininka. And there's just the private battle between the Finns and the Ethiopians. The Ethiopians, though, still composed. But how did Viren drag his resources from a disastrous heat to now what is an epic final? What does he do psychologically to lift himself up? Quite apart from physiologically, how does he lift himself for an Olympic final in this way? He's got the whole world spellbound and all the question marks are being raised.
Viren keeps glancing up. It's hurting him quite obviously, but every time as he comes round at the same point, he's checking on the running clock on the scoreboard. Viren leading, YifTer covering, Kadir third, Kotu goes third, and still in 5th place, Maninka. 2 laps to go, and he's building up to the most dramatic battle in the last 800 meters. Ethiopia versus Finland. 2 of the great distance running nations, and perhaps the greatest of them all. Viren out in front. YifTer goes second, and the freshness is quite obvious in YifTer's stride. He's the man who can sprint. Claims to be 35, is at least 37, and looks older, but runs like a youngster. He really has got fantastic finishing speed. Viren looks back again. YifTer second. Kotu third. He's the outsider of the 3 Ethiopians in many ways, but he looks frisky as well. And there's Kadir going through. Viren looks back, and there's no way he can shake them off. So they build up now for the bell and the last lap. Brendan Foster, incidentally, has passed Mike McLeod. But they're about half a lap behind the leaders. Well, it's all about courage and fight and speed now on the last lap. Kadir leads for Ethiopia. Viren of Finland in 2nd place. YifTer Ethiopia 3rd. Kotu Ethiopia 4. Maninka of Finland 5. Maninka goes up on the outside, trying to block Kotu, and there goes YifTer the shifter. That's why they call him the shifter. But his break is not decisive, and Viren is not going to retain the title. Maninka is coming to make the finish challenge, and Viren's challenge has evaporated. But the Olympic gold medalist looks certain to be YifTer the shifter from Ethiopia. He really is flying. The power is there, and he has done what we expected, destroyed them on the last lap. Maninka comes into 2nd place, Kadir is 3rd, Kotu 4, but the Olympic champion surely must be 37 years old, YifTer of Ethiopia. He takes the gold. Maninka the silver for Finland, Kadir the bronze for Ethiopia. Kotu is 4th for Ethiopia. Viren, the champion, in 5th place, ran a champion's race. 54.7 on the last lap for YifTer. In 6th place, just coming in, Jörg Petter, East Germany. 7th, Schildar, East Germany. 8th, Selig of Russia. In 9th place, Bill Scott of Australia. In 10th place, Floriu, Romania. And a gallant 11th, suffering with his stomach trouble, Brendan Foster of Great Britain, with Mike McLeod in 12th place for Great Britain behind Foster.